Keep this frequency clear. Keep this frequency clear.
CJAM. Redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. We are 99.1 FM.
Keep this frequency clear.
Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1, Redefining Radio in Windsor, Detroit. I'm Donna Tuckwell.
I'm Zachary Balog.
And I'm Elliot St. Aubin.
And you're in for half an hour of news, views, commentary, and maybe even a few laughs. But first, the news. With high inflation comes the increased need for food banks. Haley Goebel reports.
High inflation and low social assistance rates are contributing to a rise in food bank usage. According to Canada's 2023 food price report, an average family of 4 will spend more than $16,000 this year on food. That's an extra $1,065 compared to last year. The Unemployed Help Center Hub of Opportunities offers a food bank program, supplying individuals and families with nutritional food in a prepackaged hamper. Linda Davidson, who is the food bank coordinator at UHC, says about 1,500 households visit the food bank each week.
Since the pandemic, we've all more than doubled. So we have many people accessing the food banks, faces that I've never seen before. So huge increase, newcomers still coming in. We got students, we have, even working people that just can't keep up with the bills. We have a mixture of everybody. There is no face, there is no age. There's no discrimination when it comes to food bank accessing. So when you look and you think about 1,500 cartons of milk, 1,500 loaves of bread. I always like to put that little visual lens, because when you see that, you put a picture, it's just insane.
The program runs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. For MediaPlex News, I'm Haley Goebel.
Geese, love them or hate them, but unfortunately, we have to live with them. Dale Kabukian tells us more. Honk, honk.
As flowers sprout this spring season, you can once again hear the familiar honks of these animals. Eric Dano adores Canada geese.
I like them. I know they can be problematic when they just overpopulate some areas. You got to transport them out to places to kind of spread them out. Beautiful bird.
But this time of the year, Canada geese are creatures you should admire from afar. Jack Minor Migratory Bird Sanctuary Ground Superintendent Joe Vermeulen says Canada goose nesting season is usually late March until June. He says during this time, they can be aggressive.
Quietly back away. Don't try waving your arms or anything to agitate it. I would keep your eyes on the bird because it's probably going to approach you, and just back away and be quiet.
Vermeulen says be alert as you walk home, to school, or to work because these geese might have a nest on top of a private property.
Chances are their family, their parents, had them up in a similar location. Two, it could be predator control. It could be a high traffic area where there's a lot of people where they aren't comfortable nesting on the ground. It could be that there is a large predator control.
He says wet areas means a higher chance of encountering aggressive geese.
Geese like along the edges of lakes, ponds, creeks, urban parks, natural wetlands. So if there's a small water supply they can access. So that's the majority of areas where they like to nest.
For MediaPlex News, I am Dale Kabuki.
They are beautiful, but man, they can be hateful birds. Well, Zach, it's been pretty nice this week. What's the weekend have in store?
Well, I can tell you it's been another mild day here in Windsor, Essex, with overcast conditions and a current temperature of 14 degrees. And now your 3-day forecast. Saturday, 60% chance of showers and a high of 14 and 5 feet of snow. Oh, for God's sakes, Donna. You're trying to send me into witness protection.
We are in Windsor.
Sunday, a chance of showers and a high of 9. Monday, 10 degrees and a mix of sun and clouds. That's the weather. What do Pokemon Go and a missing giant spoon have in common? I'll tell you in weird news coming up at the bottom of the show. There will not be 5 feet of snow, I promise you.
You're listening to MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit.
On today's show, we'll help fight some crime,
We learn weird space facts.
all about the Canada Goose,
And I cap it off with the weirdest news found on the internet.
all this and more on MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1 FM, the Jammin' One. Let's hear from Constable Lauren Briscoe on the latest Crime Stoppers update.
The Windsor Police Service has launched an arson investigation after a fire at a commercial building was deemed suspicious. On April 14th at approximately 2 a.m., officers responded to an active fire at a building in the 1600 block of Drouillard Road. Damage to the building is estimated to be over $250,000. No injuries have been reported as a result of the fire. The Windsor Police Arson Unit has investigated the scene and has determined the fire is suspicious in nature. We urge residents in the area to check their surveillance or dash cam footage for evidence around the time of the fire. Anyone with information is asked to call the Arson Unit. If you wish to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 519-258-8477 or go online at catchcrooks.com. I'm Police Coordinator Lauren Briscoe.
You're going to look pretty silly if we do get 5 feet of snow. Just saying. If you're looking for a job, then Solani Chauhan has some tips.
While students attempt to balance work and school, obstacles arise while searching for jobs. Laura Levokovici, a student of St. Clair College, says Windsor students opt to work in other cities because there are numerous disadvantages to local opportunities even if there are openings. St. Clair College has many initiatives to help students to find jobs. Erica Knight, Internship Placement and Co-op Officer of the Career Service Department at St. Clair College, provide information how St. Clair College helps students to get jobs.
We have different resources here and how we assist them. So mainly we help them with their resume and cover letter. And if we do that, afterwards we can also support with job search strategies, as well as interview preparation and some networking strategies as well. We do have a job posting portal called Career Central, where jobs do get posted for sometimes internal positions, but mostly for external positions. So we can help the students navigate that system as well.
It's good that St. Clair College tries to help with the job hunts for students. I'm Saloni Chauhan for MediaPlex News.
The end of the semester is coming, but many students are struggling with their final exam. Maybe if we get 5 feet of snow, we don't have to worry about it. Soha Asfani covers the story.
The end of the semester is an extra stressful time for most students, with important due dates piling up and all the studying that needs to be done for upcoming exams.
The stress levels are getting pretty up there. I mean, I'm only wearing this hat because I've pulled all my hair out. No, it's just, it is that time of the semester, stress is up, anxiety is up. It is a very stressful time, and I'm just thankful that it's almost over.
It's just the only real stress that I've had so far is just in coordinating everything because there is a lot of stuff going on in the semester to manage. But on the whole, I don't find it too stressful just because it's mainly projects. Exams I find a little more stressful because you got to remember stuff and everything, whereas projects you just do them and work on them. So I'd much rather do a project than an exam, and my program has most of that, so it's not super stressful for me, but it's good. It's very good.
Our students during this time of year are very stressed and overwhelmed. A lot of the final projects and presentations are now due, and so we try to support them in any way that we can by holding, lab periods or study sessions, giving reviews for our tests, and working alongside them to help them with the technology and the software and try to alleviate the stress and help them be successful.
Getting overwhelmed and burning out won't do you any good, so don't forget to prioritize some self-care where you can. Have a good summer. I am Saul Asfahani for MediaPlex News.
Well, we've made it.
The end of the year, yeah.
This is it. I do want to emphasize that Riley could not be here with us. We wish her a speedy recovery. So what's everybody's plan for the summer?
Well, for me, I plan on doing nothing. This is my first. This is the first time I've done school in like April or May. So it's really nice to get like an extra month where I usually get off in June or the end of June.
I remember my first my time. My end of the year being in April, and it was a shock. I'm like, oh, this is it?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to miss it here. So just before we do, finish up, I want to take a minute to thank the staff, Dave and Larry, who keep everything running in here.
You have 2.5 minutes, so.
But it's anybody that's thinking of coming to, the MediaPlex to take one of the courses here, do it. You won't be sorry. There is no downside to coming here.
Yeah, it's really great here. And they got the whole new journalism program with a bunch of new courses that look really interesting.
If you're interested in learning to fly a drone, that's going to be part of it. Photography, videography, all of it.
Yeah, and later on, I think in the 4th semester, you get to literally make a movie for one of your classes.
Yes.
So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I'll be coming back for the new journalism
Are you?
program
You're
as
gonna do
well.
it? Good.
Yeah, because there's so much they've added in there that I want to do. Like I want to actually attempt to fly a drone.
It's really fun. I had the class first semester, and it's really, really fun. It is.
There better be really good insurance on those drones. But yeah, I mean,
they keep it pretty well controlled. So even with you, they're going to keep it pretty well controlled. You can't just go willy-nilly flying.
And speaking of me, hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Our problem child.
If we do radio here every Friday, as you may or may not have heard. If you have not heard, congratulations. But yeah, we do a lot of radio, so you get the extra hands-on. So it's great.
If it's something you're interested in doing, if you want to be on the radio like we are every week, join. Like it's a great program. It's so much fun.
Depending how I behave for the rest of the show, there may be an opening.
That's part of the job description when you're going to sit in this booth is you have to keep Zach in line.
Riley has not been here for like the last 2 shows. She's just let me run around rampant. But yeah, anyway, it's really good, fun place to be in. We're a family here.
We are a family here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna miss it here for sure.
Yeah, Donna, you have to come back every Friday. Just come back and do radio with us.
I can hear Dave's eyes rolling without even looking that way.
No, but
I would love it. I definitely. We get to be it's a crew, right? You get to be
a crew.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't think out of my many years of doing this, I don't think I've had a better crew than this one, the one we got right here.
Absolutely. All right.
Well, the sports guys are in the house, so I guess that means we're talking sport. Bring it on, guys.
Welcome to the Sports Guys. I'm Cam Segan.
And I'm Jesse LaRouche. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and tonight we got a full plate.
First, the Boston Celtics are traveling like James Harden over to Atlanta. But unlike Harden, they won't be stopping at Magic City's Gentlemen Club.
The Celtics are up in the series 2-0, winning both games by 13 points, with Jason Tatum leading the way with 27 a night.
But the Hawks hope to get back on track tonight in their first home game of the series.
That's followed up by another East matchup in New York, where the Cavaliers are taking on the Knicks.
The series is tied at 1 apiece, with the Cavs coming off a convincing 17-point win.
Both Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson put up over 20 in the matchup, but wasn't enough with Darius Garland playing like Steph Curry, hitting 6 from deep.
And to cap off the night, we have maybe the most lopsided matchup in the playoffs.
The Nuggets are up 2-0 in the series, outscoring the Wolves by 38 points.
Wolves star Karl Anthony Towns has done his best Houdini impression, being nowhere to be found in the game's biggest moments.
For the Nuggets, Murray's playing like he's back in the bubble again, putting up 40 points in his last outing.
Shifting to hockey now, all playoff teams have played 2 games in their series, and there is no shortage of storylines. Jesse, where do you want to start?
Well, I'm not sure I understand the Leafs. They get thumped by Tampa in Game 1, but then come back in Game 2 by serving a beatdown to Tampa? Which team are they?
That's the beauty of playoff hockey. The momentum swings make me feel dizzy, but in a good way.
Speaking of momentum, Cam, the New York Rangers have all of it right now in their series versus the Devils.
They certainly do. The Rangers beat the Devils in New Jersey 5-1 for the second consecutive game, taking a 2-0 series lead back to MSG.
This has surprised me. Sure, the Devils are a young team, but you'd think they'd at least be able to score more than 1 goal a game.
A team that's having a bit more success right now is the Winnipeg Jets, after doing something that's very hard to do in Vegas: beat the house.
The series is now tied up at 1, though, with Vegas taking Game 2 last night.
The next game of the series takes place in Winnipeg this Saturday.
The defending Stanley Cup champs over in Colorado tied their series back up last night after falling to Game 1 in the Kraken.
They beat them 3-2 on home ice, But one thing's for sure, the Kraken are giving them everything they can handle. That's it for the sports, guys, as we're heading for the off-season.
It may be the last show, but it's not the last dance, as we'll be back next year.
I'm Cam Segan.
And I'm Jesse LaRouche. See you next year.
AI is what it's all about these days. Samarjeet Singh tells us more about it.
Hello and welcome to Technology with Samarjeet Singh, the podcast series where we talk everything about technology. And in today's episode, we will be discussing about future of technology. It is clear that the technology will continue to play a critical role in shaping the world around us, from artificial intelligence and robotics to virtual and augmented reality. There are countless exciting developments that are set to transform the way we live, work, and interact with each other. One of the most exciting developments in technology is the rise of artificial intelligence. AI has already begun to transform numerous industries from healthcare and finance to manufacturing and transport. With advances in machine learning and natural language processing, AI has become more sophisticated and capable of performing complex tasks that were once thought to be exclusive domain of human intelligence. Another exciting trend is continued development of robotics. Robots are already being used in a wide range of industries, from manufacturing and construction to healthcare and agriculture. As robotics technology continue to improve, we can expect to see more robots become even more versatile and capable of performing tasks that were once thought to be impossible. Virtual and augmented reality are also set to have a major impact on future of technology. With the development of VR and AR technology, we can create immersive digital experiences that allow us to explore new world and interact with the digital object in entirely new way. The technology has enormous potential in industries like entertainment, education, and even healthcare. One of the most significant challenges that we will face in the future of technology is ensuring that these developments are used for the greater goods. As technology becomes more advanced, it is essential that we use it to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, such as climate change, poverty, and inequality. In conclusion, the future of technology is incredibly exciting with AI, robotics, virtual and augmented reality, as many other exciting developments set to transform the world around us. As we move forward, it is important to remember that technology must be used for the greater goods, and we must work together to ensure that these developments benefit everyone. Thanks for listening. I am your host Samarjeet Singh, and we will see you next time.
Crazy? Well, I'm all about that. All about that crazy. About that crazy. So insane. Here's Prince with crazy space facts.
Welcome to the Crazy Space Facts podcast, where we explore infinite possibilities of space travel and the future of humanity beyond our home planet. In this episode, we will delving into the exciting topic of the future of space exploration and colonization. Today we will talking about deep dive into the advancements, challenges, and potential of humanity's journey into the final frontier. Today we are covering 3 segments of space and begin with advancements in space exploration. The progress we have made in space exploration has been truly astounding. One of the most significant advancements is the continued exploration of Mars. With the success of Mars rovers such as Curiosity and Perseverance, we have gained extraordinary insights into the red planet's geology, climate, and potential for life. In fact, we have found compelling evidence of ancient microbial life on Mars, which has opened new possibilities for human colonization in the future. Furthermore, advancements in rocket impulsive systems, such as reusable rockets, have made space travel more cost-effective and accessible, opening up new opportunities for exploration and colonization beyond Earth. Moreover, the development of advanced habitats, life support systems, and 3D printing technology
has the potential to revolutionize space colonization and make it more sustainable in the long run. Segment 2: Challenges and Risks of Space Exploration. However, there are several challenges we need to address. One of the most pressing is the issue of radiation exposure during long-duration space travel. Astronauts traveling beyond Earth's protective magnetosphere and exposed to harmful cosmic rays, which can be detrimental effects on their health. Developing effective shielding mechanisms and countermeasures against radiation is crucial to ensure the safety and well-being of astronauts on long space missions. Now moving on, segment 3: the future of space colonization. Despite these challenges, the future of space colonization holds great potential. One of the most exciting prospects is the establishment of permanent human colonies on the other celestial bodies, such as Moon and Mars. With the development of advanced habitats, we could create self-sustaining ecosystems that support human life, allowing us to live and work beyond Earth. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Prince.
I want to know what the greatest facts about Uranus are.
Oh my God. Speaking of crazy.
I can hear Dave typing the WAN ad now.
Zach obviously has too much free time, obviously. So we assign him to do all the views and reviews. What have you been binging on, Zach?
It's that time of the show where I review all kinds of entertainment, new and old. Time for Zach's views and reviews. This past Friday was the premiere of the 5th and final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. I have talked about the show before in the past, but I'm only going to talk about the first 3 episodes of the season. The first few were all good, though the cold open for them seemed a bit random, featuring Midge's kids all grown up, and it seemed just out of place. And I'm not sure where they're heading with that. Another aspect I wish I would see is that an inclusion of a compilation of, previously what had happened in previous seasons, because they all seem to have the same storyline or expanding on them. I'm digging the new storylines, though, including Midge working for a late-night talk show host. I need one of those. I need a writer. All in all, 3 Z's. I need an editor is what I need. That's it for this final edition of Views and Reviews on MediaPlex Live. You can catch more views and reviews on my late-night talk show, Remotely Zach, on my YouTube channel, Zach Attack Productions, starting May 5th at 11.
Shameless plug there.
I have no shame, obviously.
Windsor Light Musical Theatre celebrates a big anniversary this year. Elliot St. Aubin has more for us.
Windsor Light Music Theatre Group celebrates their 75th anniversary this year. They have been a staple of the Windsor community since their first show hit the stage. Here is the president of Windsor Light, Matthew Dumichal, to talk a little bit about how they're going to celebrate.
This weekend, April 15th and 16th, we open Beauty and the Beast Jr. at École Le Soir. And then we do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory May 5th through the 14th. And then late November, we're doing The Sound of Music. So we have 3 crowd favorites that we think will bring a little bit of our history back into the forefront of the arts community.
One of their fan favorite shows is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which also happens to be the next show they are putting on. Here is Dane Fader, who plays Willy Wonka in the show, to talk a little bit about what he thinks makes this next show special.
This one's going to be really special, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of new elements that we're bringing to it. The whole team it's a lot of good energy and dynamics going on. It's a really good team. It's a really good cast. And it's a very fun, new, energetic production. That I think it's going to really surprise people and just give them something to talk about on the way home and maybe long after too.
Kashfi Sharma, who plays Violet Beauregard, had this to say about how she feels about their next show.
I think when people hear Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, they think of the movie, but this really just brings something new, and it's very whimsical, very fun. I think all people will like it, so I'm excited.
Windsor Light has been around for such a long time, so what's the secret to their success? Michelle tells us more.
Our group as a whole has longevity because of the dedicated people that are in the organization. We're built up of all volunteers, so it's the dedication and the passion for the arts that has stood the test of time. And then to piggyback off of that, the community resonates with us because we bring shows that are, not only just big, exciting, fun shows for the entire family, but also they tend to evoke certain emotions that leaves them feeling happy after they leave the theater. It's something that they've been doing ever since the onset of the organization, and we continue to do that as well to this day.
For more information about their upcoming shows, visit windsorlight.com. For MediaPlex News, I'm Elliot St. Aubin.
Zach has some facts for us this morning. Maybe a few things you didn't know about this Windsor landmark. Take it away, Zach.
It's one of the biggest infrastructure projects of the 21st century, a project that will forever change the landscape of not one, but two nations. So, how did this all start? I'll tell you in this edition of Did You Know? The project began in 2004 as the Detroit River International Crossing, and this led to the reconstructing of the highway system here in Windsor with the construction of the Herb Gray Parkway. This was a project that was supposed to travel to the new bridge. The bridge was named after the famous hockey player Gordie Howe, and the bridge has its opposition, especially from Ambassador Bridge owner Matty Maroon in 2012. Maroon spent more than $30 million USD promoting a proposal amendment to the Michigan Constitution that would have required approval of both the voters of Detroit and the voters of Michigan in statewide elections to build the new bridge. Despite the opposition, the bridge has been growing and is slated to open in 2025. When it is all complete, the main towers will measure 220 meters or 722 feet high, surpassing the GM Rensen in downtown Detroit. Once completed, it will be the longest cable-stayed bridge in North America. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Balog.
Let's hop into the Wayback Machine. Elliot's here with some history from way back. Elliot?
This week in history, we have a bit of an American Revolution theme, because on April 21st, 1789, John Adams was sworn in as the first ever Vice President of the United States. John Adams was sworn in 9 days before George Washington actually became president, and he later went on to become the second president of the United States. Moving on to an event known as the Shot Heard Around the World. On April 19th, 1775, a battle would take place, and the first shot of that battle would be considered the shot heard around the world. It is considered this because it is the shot that sparked the American Revolution and changed the world. To finish off this American Revolution-themed week, we go to April 18th, 1783. On that day, President George Washington gave his order to his army that all hostilities with the British will end. He gave his congratulations and an extra ration of alcohol to the troops to celebrate the end of the fighting. Thanks for looking back. I'm Elliot St. Aubin.
And now, last but not least, it's time for the weirdest news found on the internet by the weirdest guy found on the internet. Here's Zach Balog.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to take a look at the weirdest news found on the internet. Time for Weird News. A giant spoon was found in a ballpark after it was reported missing by a local Dairy Queen. And how'd they find it, you wonder? Pokemon Go. Michael Foster was playing the outdoor mobile game when he spotted the 15-foot spoon around 7 a.m. It was lying on the ground behind a fence that surrounds the Phoenix Middle School baseball field, just 2 miles from the scene of the heist. Detectives are still searching for the suspects. I think the one thing that surprises me is not the spoon, but people are still playing Pokemon Go.
A 15-foot spoon.
You gotta get out of that 5 feet of snow somehow, Donna. Time to travel to the Great White North for the strange stories that will make you think, oh, Canada. An urban gardener in British Columbia could be on the verge of a Guinness World Record. Daniel Tomlin found out that one of his cucumbers was a big overachiever. His colossal cuke was discovered to be 42.5 inches, beating the current record of 42.1 inches that was set back in 2011. It will take 12 weeks before Tomlin knows whether his vegetable makes the grade, but he has big plans for it regardless, turning the cucumber into the world's largest pickle. Well, that's the weirdest for this week. Time for the last Did You Know of the year. Did you know that when turtles hide in their shell, they can breathe out their butts? The facts you didn't need to know. I'm Zachary Balog. You cannot make this stuff up.
I bet they have wicked breath. Thank you, Zach, and thank you for tuning in.
You've been listening to MediaPlex Live
on CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor and Detroit.
On today's show, we've had contributions from
Haley Goebel,
Lauren Briscoe,
Dale Kabukian,
Solani Chauhan,
Soha Asfahani.
Our sports guys are Cam Segan and Jesse LaRouche,
Samarjeet Singh,
Prince,
Elliot St. Aubin. I'm Donna Tuckwell. He's Zach Balog. Woo! See you in September, CJammers. Have a great summer.
That was easy.